There are so many students and participants that join the Advanced English Communication course or the Intermediate program or the Beginners program on Let's Talk. And every single time when I conduct the orientation, people have one single query repeatedly, and that is they want to work on making their vocabulary powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hridhaan and I welcome you to this amazing lesson. Over the years of our honing English language, we tend to use the same words again and again. We have this zest and this will of using better English in terms of better words that we make use of at college, in office, in personal life, etc. But we fail to do that. But in today's lesson, I've got the solution for you. We're going to be talking about powerful English vocabulary for daily use that you can use in any situation, no matter what. Before we start, I've got a very interesting quote for all of us, and that is, don't underestimate the seductive power of a decent vocabulary. It's very important that we understand what a decent vocabulary can do for us. So many changes in life, be it interviews, be it colleagues working with you, they get attracted towards you primarily because of that decent vocabulary that you have. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at 15 such decent vocabulary phrases for all of us. The first one is very difficult to pronounce, isn't it? I've seen a lot of people pronouncing it as Achilles heel. It's not Achilles heel. Please repeat after me. It's Achilles heel. What is it? I'll write it here for you. Please repeat after me. A kill ease. Please repeat after me once again. Achilles heel. Guys, before we get to the meaning of it, I've got a very important idea to present. And that is, a lot of times people say, the other person should also understand what I'm trying to say. What if the person does not understand us? I read so many comments where people have this very important query. Allow me to answer it for all of us. It's important that we are continuously on the development of our communication skills. Do you always see yourself with people who have weak communication skills? Or do you want to rise up above and be a part of that conference or that presentation where people are competing with each other? Well, if you want to be part of that same circle, then this video is not for you. But if you want to be somebody who's going to be there competing with people with great communication skills, that's what we are here for, making our communication skills powerful. So don't wait and think for people who may not have those strong communication skills and therefore you make it a reason to not learn further. It's for you to become better, not to be at the same level. Thank you. So the meaning of Achilles heel is a small fault of weakness in a person that can result into a failure. Basically, a bad habit in a person that may as well make that person fail in various situations of life. Let's understand Achilles heel in an example. A corrupt minister is considered as the government's Achilles heel and is expected to resign. It's a very important and a very good example. In any country, if you have bad ministers or politicians, that particular character in them may as well result in the failure of the entire governance in the country. So in the comment section below, let me know what is your Achilles heel. For example, my Achilles heel is sometimes when I'm free, I drink a lot of coffee, and I think that can make my digestive system not so great and healthy in years to come. So that is, drinking coffee is my Achilles heel. What is your Achilles heel? Let me know in the comment section below. The second phrase for today, powerful vocabulary, is a queer fish. A lot of times I've seen people pronouncing this word as queer. It's not queer, it is queer. Queer. Please remember, R is silent. Repeat after me. Queer. Queer. One more time. Queer fish. It means a strange person who is socially awkward at behavior. What does that mean? A person who has a very strange personality and a person who's awkward at various different situations in life, that person is called a queer fish. That means that person is different from all the other fish in the pond. For example, I fail to understand Tom. He's decent most of the times, but sometimes he's a queer fish. The third one in the list that we have is on the heels of. It's a beautiful phrase that can be used to describe events in various order. For example, something that follow closely after something else. Imagine if you have a birthday that comes immediately after New Year. That's when in that timeline you can use on the heels of. Let's understand this using an example. My mom's birthday comes on the heels of Mother's Day, which basically means whatever Mother's Day is, the date, immediately after that, my mom's birthday comes. And that is called on the heels of. Let's quickly move to the fourth one in the list, and that is asleep at the switch. It means failing to perform one's duty or responsibilities and to miss an opportunity due to lack of attention. Because you were not attentive, because you were not giving absolute attention to the work that there was or your responsibilities, you missed an opportunity. That is asleep at the switch. For example, health experts were asleep on the switch. You can say at the switch or on the switch, both are right. On the switch when the disease began to rise again. Although it hasn't happened in India, and I'm sure in your country as well, our health workers have been out there fighting against Corona and COVID-19. But what is being said there? That because health workers and experts were sleeping, the disease spread really fast. The next powerful vocabulary is at sixes and sevens. Has it ever happened to you? You're not able to decide what shirt you want to wear to the wedding or to the party, the black one or the maroon one. That confusion, in that situation we use at sixes and sevens. It means to be lost and confused about something. For example, Ria is at sixes and sevens about her career since the death of her father. So if you're confused about something, let me know in the comment section below. In that situation, you'll say you're at sixes and sevens. Number 6 powerful vocabulary for daily use is beat the air. It means efforts that will not give any desired result. So whatever efforts you put into certain task, you'll still not be able to get the desired result. That is beating the air. Asking you to behave socially is like beating the air. You embarrass me always. Possibly this person is very awkward socially. So when you beat the air, what happens? Can you feel something? It's like a futile attempt, correct? There's nothing happening. That is called beating the air. Powerful vocabulary number 7 for the day is blue-eyed boy. Has it ever happened to you that there's a group of people, and in that group, there's just one person who's especially liked by the one in authority? That boy or that girl is called the blue-eyed boy or the blue-eyed girl. It means someone who is liked and admired by someone in authority. And that too, especially. It could be for a character or for the kind of person that they are, or for their work for that matter. Example is, she gets the charge of all the assignments except the finance, which is kept for the blue-eyed boy. A girl is in charge of all the assignments, but she does not get it for the finance because that is especially given to the one who is liked by possibly the teacher in the classroom. That boy is the blue-eyed boy. The powerful vocabulary number 8 is bury the hatchet. I've seen a lot of people pronouncing this word as bury. It's not bury, it's like strawberry. It's not bury, it's bury. Bury. Bury the hatchet. It means end quarrel. What is quarrel? The fight. End fight or settle differences to become friends again. When you bury the hatchet, it basically means you end the fight and you become friends again. For example, can you two bury the hatchet and start working on the project again? I need teamwork. This was number 8. Number 9 on the list is blue blood. It means someone who comes from socially prominent family. For example, although she's got blue blood, she's down to earth and very kind to people. This girl comes from a very affluent family. She's silver-spooned. She was born at a family where they had a lot of money, etc. But despite all of that, she's very kind and she's very down to earth. blue blood. The next one in the list is by dint of. You must have used the phrase as a result of it a lot of times, correct? So instead of saying as a result of, you can use by dint of. It means as a result of something, as we discussed. For example, Mark got what he wanted by dint of requesting and threatening his parents. How many times has it happened with you that you request and you threaten your parents, jokingly speaking, about things, what you'll do, what you'll not do? So as a result of that, by dint of that, you get what you want. So instead of saying as a result of, from today onwards, write it down somewhere or note it down on your phone. It means as a result changes to by dint of. Yeah. For example, as a result of this video, your vocabulary will become powerful. Changes to by dint of this video, your vocabulary will become powerful. This was all about phrase number 10, vocabulary, powerful vocabulary number 10. Number 11 in the list is last 5 to go. Here we go. Beyond the pale. It means something that is not considered decent. It can be such as an act, it can be a manner that is not decent, or it can be anything for that matter. Beyond the pale is an action that is not considered decent. For example, your behavior at the party was beyond the pale. What were you thinking while flirting with young girls? My God, that was an absolutely inappropriate behavior. Phrase number 12 is cock and bull story. It basically means a made-up story that one should not believe. A lot of times, children, when they hide things from their parents, share a cock and bull story, something that is not true. Don't give me that cock and bull story. I know you cannot write such a fantastic essay. I know that it's a lie. Yeah? So a lie can be termed as a cock and bull story. Phrase number 13th is chew the cud. The problem with this phrase is people end up saying chew. The pronunciation of this word is not chew, it is chew. I repeat again, it's chew. It's a long oo sound. Chew the cud, not chew the cud. It means to think slowly and carefully about something. What is a cud? It is something that you eat, so when you eat it, you take some time. You chew it very carefully, very slowly. So instead of saying think carefully, think twice, take your time, you can say chew the cud and let me know. Let's understand this using another example. Just chew the cud before you make your decision to divorce John. Divorcing is a very strong decision. Make sure that you think about it carefully. Thinking about carefully is chew the cud. The second last powerful vocabulary of the day is close but not cigar. Has it ever happened to you that you tried your best but you still could not succeed in a situation? You were just very, very close but still could not succeed. In that situation, you say close but no cigar. Almost successful but not completely successful. It's like you got 9 out of 10 but you did not get 10 out of 10. An example is, you did quite well for someone who was playing for the first time. Your attempt was close but no cigar. And the last phrase in the list for today's lesson is castaway. If you have ever gotten a flat tire, you get stuck in the middle of the road, you are stranded. This particular word is actually related to that. To be stranded on the shore, to get stuck in an isolated place. For example, after his car broke in the middle of nowhere, the castaway couldn't find any help for hours. So the person here is being referred to as the castaway. So has it ever happened to you that you were left stranded? People often use this phrase to talk about relationships when they are stranded in the middle of their emotional grief, or they often talk about it in the middle of the road as well, or when they're alone anywhere, they refer to themselves as a castaway. Ladies and gentlemen, this was all about all the phrases that we have to make your vocabulary powerful. So if you've joined the courses on Let's Talk or haven't joined the courses, and if you have the same problem, which is improving and making your vocabulary better, this is the lesson for you. If not all of them, select your top 3 and make use of them on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you go to. Spoken communication, most importantly. Make use of your top 3 phrases from today's powerful vocabulary, and also let me know in the comment section below. I read all your comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.